Have you ever pondered how American farmers successfully raise nearly 73 million pigs annually? With state-of-the-art farms and eco-friendly breeding and waste management practices, pig farms throughout the U.S. are revolutionizing traditional agriculture through cutting-edge technology. Let's dive in with us to uncover the astonishing production process powering one of the globe's most progressive and efficient agricultural sectors. In the last 10 years, the U.S. pork breeding and processing industry has emerged as a global leader, accounting for almost 20% of the world's pork supply. As of now, the nation boasts over 63,000 pig farms, predominantly located in states like Iowa, Minnesota, and North Carolina. These farms range widely in size, yet collectively fulfill both domestic consumption and export demands. About 76% of U.S. pork stays within the country, while 24% is shipped to key markets such as Japan, China, and Mexico. Today's pig farms harness advanced technology to enhance productivity and sustainability. They vary from small, family-operated setups to massive commercial operations, housing tens of thousands of pigs. Smaller farms are often found in rural regions, particularly in the South like Texas, where free-range methods are still in use. On the other hand, large-scale farms are concentrated in Iowa, Minnesota, and North Carolina. Iowa alone sustains around 23.4 million pigs across 5,400 farms. These bigger facilities employ automated systems for feeding, health tracking, and waste handling, forming the backbone of America's pork production industry. The success of the U.S. pork industry stems from the careful selection of suitable pig breeds. American farmers meticulously choose breeds to meet production needs and consumer preferences. Yorkshire pigs account for over 70% of the nation's breeding stock due to their 60% lean meat ratio and minimal back fat, making them an optimal choice for large-scale pork production. Meanwhile, Berkshire pigs command a 20 to 30% higher price thanks to their beautifully marbled, tender, and richly flavored meat, which caters perfectly to premium and specialty markets. Advancements in artificial insemination and genetic research have significantly boosted the productivity and quality of pork in the U.S. Nowadays, most farms employ artificial insemination to ensure the selection of top-tier breeds, resulting in pigs with leaner muscles, faster growth rates, and greater resistance to diseases. The reproduction and care of piglets in the U.S. adhere to modern standards to ensure efficiency and animal well-being. Sows carry their young for an average of 114 days, and the birthing process is closely supervised, with piglets born approximately 15 minutes apart. Newborn piglets require a warm environment, maintained at 24 to 25 degrees Celsius using heat lamps or pads, to minimize mortality rates caused by cold stress. feed storage system plays an essential role in pig farm operations, typically utilizing silos or tanks to store processed grains like corn and soybeans. Since feed constitutes about 75% of total pork production costs, many farms opt to grow and process their own grains to reduce reliance on external suppliers and better manage expenses. Automated cleaning systems have transformed hygiene management in pig farms, promoting a healthier breeding environment while cutting down on labor expenses. These setups often feature high-pressure washers, automatic sprayers, and built-in disinfection mechanisms. A sophisticated system priced between $20,000 and $50,000 can slash manual cleaning efforts by up to 40%. while also lowering disease risks and enhancing pork quality. Handling waste and repurposing pig manure are vital for minimizing environmental harm and boosting sustainability. Many farms employ liquid manure processing or anaerobic digestion tanks to separate solids from liquids, making it easier to use the waste as organic fertilizer or convert it into energy sources like biogas. Moving pigs from farms to processing facilities is a critical phase in safeguarding animal welfare and meat quality. Pigs are typically transported in temperature-regulated trucks designed to prevent overcrowding and ensure proper airflow. Strict U.S. regulations govern transport duration, temperature, and animal welfare conditions. Trips can last up to 24 hours, with scheduled stops to allow the pigs to rest and avoid exhaustion. Upon reaching the processing plant, pigs are placed in holding areas before slaughter. This step follows humane guidelines, including the use of anesthesia, to ensure the animals experience no pain. Afterward, the carcasses undergo thorough inspections to confirm quality and food safety. The meat is then divided into large sections and further cut into smaller portions using precise machinery and skilled workers. Advanced technology streamlines the processing, delivering accuracy and high efficiency. Once packaged, the pork is stored in a cold environment to maintain its freshness. Rigorous food safety standards and innovations in processing guarantee that the final product meets top quality benchmarks, ready for domestic distribution and international markets. Have you ever wondered how the U.S. manages to process up to 153,000 cattle every single day? From the vast ranch lands of Texas and Nebraska to some of the most advanced processing plants in the world, it's all part of a massive system that requires precise coordination down to the minute. In today's video, we'll uncover the truth behind the world's largest beef industry, where technology, people, and emotional stories all come together in a complex and often controversial process. For over 200 years, cattle ranching and beef processing have been the backbone of American agriculture. What started as small family farms has now grown into a massive industry, producing over 27 billion pounds of beef each year. By the late 19th century, the expansion of the railroad system and the rise of facilities like the Union Stockyards in Chicago, which once processed over 10 million animals a year, transformed cattle ranching from a local operation into a nationwide distribution network. Every day, over 200,000 specialized trucks transport hundreds of thousands of cattle to processing plants. Each truck carries 40 to 50 animals and strictly follows animal welfare regulations, including mandatory rest stops, ventilation systems, and AI-optimized routes. Even a minor accident or roadblock can disrupt the entire supply chain. The pressure is immense, with each shipment worth tens of thousands of dollars. Raising cattle isn't just costly, it demands real dedication. A single beef cow needs over 6,000 pounds of grain and forage, with feed alone making up nearly 70% of total expenses. On top of that, farmers are constantly battling rising feed prices, extreme weather, and the emotional toll of raising animals from birth, only to part with them later. It never gets easier, says a Texas rancher, but I always do my best to give them a good life. In states like Texas and Nebraska, the heart of the American cattle industry, the journey of beef doesn't end at the ranch. From vast open fields, millions of cattle are transported to some of the most advanced meat processing plants in the world. Here, technology, machinery, and human expertise come together to form a massive, precisely coordinated system. Giant machines operate non-stop, from slaughtering, skinning, and evisceration to meat cutting and packaging, all carefully programmed and strictly monitored. Before entering the processing area, all workers must undergo a strict disinfection procedure and wear sterile protective gear from head to toe, including gloves, boots, face masks, and antibacterial suits. Once the cattle are anesthetized, they are hoisted onto an automated conveyor system. The first step is bleeding, a critical process that removes bacteria and prevents the meat from spoiling. Next comes the skinning phase. Specialized mechanical equipment ensures fast, precise operations without tearing muscle tissue or contaminating the meat. After the hide is removed, the carcass is moved to the evisceration area. Here, well-trained workers carefully extract the liver, kidneys, heart, and other internal organs. Each part is inspected for quality, Those that meet the standards are thoroughly cleaned and sent for further processing, while substandard parts are discarded. This stage requires a high level of skill and precision to ensure food safety and hygiene. After the internal organs are removed, the beef carcass is transferred to a high-capacity automated saw system. Equipped with sensors and precise positioning technology, this machine splits the carcass into two symmetrical halves within seconds, ensuring even meat distribution and minimizing waste. Immediately afterward, robotic arms work in tandem with skilled operators to debone and trim the meat, removing bones, tendons, cartilage, and unwanted tissue. Advanced machinery scans and analyzes each muscle section, optimizing both yield and meat quality. His process is not only fast and accurate, but also reduces direct human contact, elevating food safety standards to the highest level. A portion of the lean meat is fed into an automated grinding system to produce ground beef, hamburgers, or sausages. The meat is blended with spices, salt, pepper, and other natural ingredients following a standardized recipe. It is then shaped into uniform patties, slices, or portions using precision machinery. All products are passed through an ultra-fast freezing system at -40 degrees Celsius to lock in freshness and flavor. They are then vacuum sealed using automated packaging to prevent bacterial growth and extend shelf life. Each item is barcode scanned for traceability, inspected by a metal detector, and stored in cold warehouses at -18 degrees Celsius before being transported. Once fully processed, American beef is loaded onto refrigerated trucks, all thoroughly sanitized, and transported to supermarkets, restaurant chains, or exported worldwide. Thanks to a continuous cold chain system from start to finish, the products reach consumers as fresh as if they had just left the factory. Welcome to today's video. We're about to dive into the world of American fishermen, brave, seasoned, and masters of modern technology, who haul in hundreds of giant tuna with every voyage. This video will explore the history of tuna fishing using purse seine nets, the exceptional quality of fresh tuna meat, the sky-high economic value of this species, and the detailed processing steps once the fish reach the shore. Through this journey, you'll witness the dedication and intense passion that drive the deep-sea fishing industry. Tuna fishing is one of the cornerstone industries of the American seafood sector. With cutting-edge technology and large-scale fishing fleets, American fishermen have turned the task of catching hundreds of giant tuna each day into a highly efficient economic operation. tuna has been closely tied to human life for centuries, dating back to when coastal communities relied on sailboats and simple handmade nets. However, the most significant turning point for the industry came in the 20th century with the advent of modern fishing technology. Innovations such as massive Percy seine nets, automated machinery, and advanced fish tracking equipment have dramatically increased efficiency while minimizing risk for fishermen. Percy seine netting is one of the most effective fishing methods used today. These massive nets span tremendous lengths and widths, capable of encircling an entire school of fish in a single deployment. Bluefin tuna, in particular, each weighing up to 500 kilograms, are the primary target of these fishing expeditions. Before each voyage, fishing vessels are thoroughly equipped with fuel, food supplies, and advanced tools such as radar, GPS, and sonar systems. The crew conducts detailed inspections of the Percy seine nets and other supporting equipment. Using sonar, they scan the ocean to locate schools of tuna. The fisherman's experience also plays a crucial role. They can spot signs of tuna presence through seabird movement or warm ocean currents where the fish are likely to appear. Once a school of fish is detected, the vessel deploys a massive Percy seine net to encircle them. These nets can stretch hundreds of meters and are designed to trap the fish securely inside. A mechanical system then hoists the net onto the ship, with each giant tuna, often weighing hundreds of kilograms, being lifted onto the deck by a specialized crane. Immediately afterward, the fish are quickly pre-processed and placed into deep freeze tanks to preserve their freshness. After being brought aboard, each tuna is immediately pre-processed. Crew members gut the fish and remove the internal organs right on the ship. This process must be done quickly to avoid compromising the quality of the meat. Modern fishing vessels are equipped with cranes and support equipment that can lift 1 or 2 fish onto the deck at a time. Once the initial processing is complete, the tuna are placed into deep ice tanks to slow down decomposition and preserve their freshness. Tuna are sorted right on the boat based on their size and freshness. Fresh fish are sent directly to processing facilities as soon as the vessel reaches shore, while any showing signs of spoilage are discarded. This sorting process helps optimize the processing workflow and ensures the full value of each fish is utilized, from premium sashimi cuts to other prepared dishes. Once inside the processing plant, the tuna are thoroughly cleaned. Scales, internal organs, and any unnecessary parts are removed to ensure hygiene. After cleaning, the fish is divided into sections such as the body, fins, head, and tail. The meat from the body, which is of the highest quality, is then sliced according to customer specifications. These cuts are typically used for sashimi or other premium dishes. One of the most famous dishes made from tuna is sashimi and sushi. To prepare these, chefs use extremely sharp knives to slice the fish into thin, delicate pieces, preserving both its freshness and unique flavor. After slicing, the tuna must be immediately chilled and prepared to ensure its taste and freshness remain at their absolute best. Besides sashimi, tuna is also transformed into many other delicious dishes such as grilled tuna, braised tuna, or tuna stew. Every remaining part of the fish after initial processing is fully utilized. Grilled tuna is especially popular thanks to its rich flavor when marinated with spices and signature sauces. After processing, tuna is packaged and preserved using modern methods such as freezing or vacuum sealing. These techniques help maintain the fish's freshness over time, making it convenient for transport to global markets. The packaging is specially designed to block bacteria, moisture, and light, ensuring the product reaches consumers with its quality fully intact. Despite bringing significant economic benefits, the tuna industry still faces many challenges such as overfishing, climate change, and intense competition. To ensure sustainable development, many countries and international organizations have implemented regulations like catch limits, protecting rare species, and combating illegal fishing. Additionally, environmental protection policies and the adoption of sustainable fishing methods are crucial. These efforts will determine the long-term viability of the tuna industry in the future. Did you know that over 500,000 wild boars are processed each year at the world's largest facility? But how exactly does this process unfold? From hunting and transportation to the moment wild boar meat appears on supermarket shelves, the answer might surprise you and could completely change the way you see this exotic delicacy. Wild boars aren't just wild animals, they're invasive pests. They invade farms, destroy ecosystems, and pose a serious threat to both agriculture and native wildlife. In states like Texas, Florida, California, and across the southeastern U.S., more than 6 million wild boars are wreaking havoc, causing an estimated $2.5 billion in damages annually. And their population doubles every 5 years. That's why trapping wild boars is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. According to USDA regulations and wildlife protection agencies, wild boars must be humanely trapped and euthanized on site to prevent the spread of disease. Some states, like Texas, even require special permits for transportation. Modern traps, such as large corral traps or remotely triggered drop nets, allow for efficient capture of entire sounders while staying compliant with federal standards. But the real challenge begins after they're captured. Wild boars aren't as easy to handle as domestic pigs. They're aggressive, unpredictable, and can leap over 1.2 meters high, forcing handlers to use reinforced steel cages and double-lock doors to ensure safety during transport. Farmers like John Peterson in Texas report losing up to 15% of captured boars due to injuries or escapes during transit. Even so, with meat prices ranging from 50 cents to $1.50 per pound, the industry continues to thrive despite the risks. Inside the processing plant, strict control procedures are enforced to ensure only high-quality meat reaches consumers. Unlike domestic pigs, wild boars vary widely in size, from 45 to 180 kilograms, and have inconsistent muscle structure and health conditions. That's why each animal must undergo individual inspection to detect diseases like brucellosis or pseudorabies, in accordance with USDA and FDA standards. The process begins with gentle handling to minimize animal stress, followed by professional butchering and precise meat portioning. At the processing plant, the wild boar is eviscerated and placed in cold storage for further processing. Workers hang the carcass on hooks, make an incision from the hind legs to the front, and remove the entire hide. As wild boar skin is tough, unpalatable, and holds little economic value, the head is also discarded along with the skin. The meat is then thoroughly washed and stored in a cold room. The worker then proceeds to remove the front leg, keeping the meat intact around the bone. This part resembles the leg of a deer or antelope, perfect for a firm and flavorful steak. Next, they move on to the belly, starting from the top and slicing downward to around the third or fourth rib. The following step is to remove the neck meat, which is ideal for making smoked cuts. The final stage involves extracting the tenderloin from the back, cutting along the hip and spine. A deep cut is needed to remove all the soft, tender meat. Lastly, the ribs are taken out. If a saw isn't available, trimming shears can be used. The ribs are then seasoned and chilled for several days before being slow cooked or smoked. So, what makes wild boar meat so special? Farmers praise it for its low-fat content, around 3% compared to 14% in domestic pork, and its richness in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, iron, and essential vitamins. Living in the wild and feeding on a diverse, natural diet, these animals develop meat with a bold, distinctive flavor. That's also why wild boar meat can be 30 to 50% more expensive than regular pork. As consumer trends shift towards sustainable and humane agriculture, more small-scale organic wild boar farms are emerging. These farms focus on natural grazing, minimal use of antibiotics, and responsible waste management to reduce environmental impact. So, as a consumer, what can you do? Look for products with clear traceability, ethical certification. Raising and processing wild boars raises a profound ethical question for the modern food industry. Can harvesting meat from wild animals ever be truly sustainable in the long term? Or is it simply a new trend-driven model chasing short-term demand? What do you think after learning the story behind it all? Do you still feel like eating wild boar meat? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out more videos on ethical food production right here on the channel. Together, we can shape a better future for the food industry, one where quality and responsibility come first. And of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated and keep exploring the wild world of boar with us.